certain far-right extremists and others who might sympathise with them deny that Muslims have played a part in the security and history of Europe since the First World War. And of course this is an inconvenient truth for them. But this also challenges the narrative pushed by a lot of religious extremists who want to say that Islam and the West represent a clash of civilizations and that we can't get along, when in truth what we found in the trenches is that all of these soldiers from different faith backgrounds, nations and cultures got along perfectly well. Most of the world recognises that the First World War began in 1914 and ended in 1918. However, our research shows that the battles and skirmishes that the colonial troops were involved in continued for another year. And so we think it's about time to recognise that actually a centenary of the First World War doesn't end until 2019, at least not for the colonial troops. And so it's an opportunity to have this discussion about how we remember the First World War and how we remember the contribution of those in the First World War. In Germany, there was a prisoner of war camp where the first mosque was built. This was in a town called Zossen. The purpose of the mosque was to try and brainwash the Muslim soldiers who were fighting for the Allies in order to get them to change sides and fight for the Ottomans. But what's remarkable is less than 3% of the Muslim soldiers that were captured in these prisoner of war camps actually changed sides, because principles of loyalty and commitment are things that Muslims hold very dear. We've also found great stories of friendship between European soldiers and Middle Eastern and North African soldiers, about how Muslim and Christian soldiers specifically asked to be buried next to each other because they wanted to be buried with their brother in arms that they fought alongside in the trenches, as well as images of what you could say are the first ever selfies, where there are European women and their children taking photographs with these soldiers, almost as if they're celebrities. So while our project focuses on the Muslim contribution, we'd like to remind people that actually this is a story about revealing the diversity in the First World War, pay proper tribute to all of those who contributed. There are polarising discussions and debates about identity and religion, and they're actually the soldiers in World War I showed us the perfect examples of how we can bring those communities together and build bridges of peace. And so we hope that with this project that we can open up that dialogue again on those kind of terms between people of different nations, cultures and religions, in the hope to improve social cohesion and bring peace again to the world.